Julia and welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite books from 2016. And I had a decent reading year in 2016. I have a lot of new favorites and I'm really happy about a lot of them. Well, all of them, because they all made it onto my favorites list. Some books I still really love, they just didn't make the cut. These are not in any particular order, and nor did they only come out in 2016, but let's jump right into it. First up here I want to mention is The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. This is a short story that she wrote, and I read it in February and I just still think about it because I was so absorbed with it. Basically it's like a ghost story, but it's like really interesting. That's all you should know though, that it's a ghost story. Just go into it. It's really, really good. I remember exactly where it was when I read this, and this just totally sucked me in, and it was a really great read. So yeah. Next up here I have one that you guys will not be surprised by, but that is Orange, the Complete Collection Volume 1. And this is a manga series that deals with suicide and friendship and all this stuff. It's amazing. You gotta read it. There's only 2 volumes. There's the Complete Collection Volume 1 and then Volume 2, and then that's it. And so it's a short manga series, but it's so good and so precious, and I just highly recommend this so much. So yeah. Next up here I have To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, which was a really great book. I don't know what to say about it, but I just really enjoyed it. If I were to give this one an actual like number, it would probably be like the least of this list, because I still liked it, but I'm not as obsessed with it as I am these other books, but I still did really, really enjoy it. And yeah, it was good. I read it for school and I really liked it. So yeah. Next up here I have another school read, but I love. That is The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. I love The Merchant of Venice. I loved everything about this play. Basically it deals with anti-Semitism, money. What else does it deal with? Marriage. You know, it's Shakespeare and it's a comedy. It's really good. I really, really enjoyed it and I want to reread this, so yes. Next up here I have Stolen by Lucy Christopher, which this is a YA contemporary book that is about a girl who gets kidnapped from the airport and is taken to Australia, I believe it was, and she's held captive there, and this deals with Stockholm Syndrome, but it's not what you think, and it's really, really good. I really enjoyed it. Such a great contemporary book, and it just like sucked me in. It was so I love Stolen a lot. So yeah. I have The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This is a book about a girl named Blue who is a psychic. Well, her parents are like her family it's like a family of psychics, and then she can do some things too, and then she meets these boys called the Raven Boys, and it's about them, and it's really hard to explain, but it's like supernatural and sometimes it's funny and witty. I loved this so much. It was such a delightful read, and I'm so excited to continue with it this year. And the characters were absolutely amazing and the writing was so good. So yes, definitely recommend this one. I have Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, which just came out this year, and it was just so, like, I love Cassandra Clare so much. Her books mean so much to me every time I read them. And this one, it was not my favorite out of all of them, especially that ending though, but I am really interested to see where this series goes, and I still did really enjoy it, and I loved Julian and Emma and all the siblings, and it was just, oh my gosh, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a great book, and if you read any of the Shadowhunter books, like, catch up on those and pick up Lady Midnight, because it's very good. These 3 books I'm actually just grouping together, but that is books 1 through 3 of the Vampire Academy series, which I would never thought I would say that. I never thought these would be my favorites, but these are these are fantasy, romance, and they're just great. It's about a girl named Rose Hathaway. She's protecting her best friend because she's like an upper class vampire. She's like the last of her family thing, and it's about her and her friendship and this dude and just all these things that go on. It's actually very clever and interesting, and I've really enjoyed the series so far, so this is definitely on my list somewhere. And My Normal Yet by Holly Bourne, which is a YA, more kind of new adult, maybe a little bit, like it's not like, it's like a mature YA, and it's about a girl who has OCD, and it's about her dealing with that, and it's about her meeting boys. She goes through several relationships, and there's talks of feminism, and she has all these friends, and it's so amazing. I related to this so much, and I just enjoyed this like immensely. I thought it was absolutely like wonderful, so definitely recommend this one for sure. Next up here I have Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which I read for the first time this year, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I'd be as big of a Harry Potter fan as I am. Like, I'm still not like a massive like cheering fan because I haven't finished all the books, so I feel like a fake fan if I start like yelling stuff. But I just loved this book, and I really want to continue. I still haven't continued yet with book 5, 6, and 7, so I really want to do that in the new year. But this was so great, and I also love The Prisoner of Azkaban maybe just as much, so Harry Potter, really great. I have this, and this is going to be, this is basically, if I had to choose, this is in my top 3 for sure, and that is Brain on Fire by Susanna Cahalan, which is about it's a memoir, which is surprising that nonfiction is in my top 3, didn't expect that. But this is about a girl named Susanna who basically goes through like a psychosis, and all of this stuff goes horribly wrong, and it's about her life, and it was just like fabulous. Well, that's not the best describing word for this, but like it was amazing. I loved everything about it. I loved the writing, I loved the way the story was told. I still remember exactly where I read this, and how I was feeling when I was reading it, and it just so good, guys. And you guys know a book's never made me cry yet, but this made my eyes water a little bit, so that said something for me, and it was just so amazing, and I'd highly recommend this to like everybody. So yeah, would probably be in my top 3. Yeah, that is Salt of the Sea by Ruta Sepetys, which is a historical fiction book that revolves around the ship that crashed during World War II, and it is during World War II, right? During World War II, we follow 4 different point of views, and they're all from different sides. They're all very different, but they all learn to come together. There's a group of them, and it's about the tragedy of the ship sinking. It broke my heart. It's probably like my second favorite book of this year. I absolutely adored it. I would highly recommend it. Even if you're not into historical fiction, please read this, because I'm not either, but I just loved this to death. And I just, yeah, this needs to be read more. It came out this year, and it was like perfection. So yeah, I have End of Watch by Stephen King, which is the 3rd and final book in the Bill Hodges trilogy, which came out this year. I love this trilogy so much. I love King's writing in this. I love the characters in these books so much. I love the plots of them and all of the crimes that go on. This one wasn't my favorite out of the 3, but I still did very much enjoy it and was super happy to be back. And I flew through this book so quickly, and it's just, it was great. It was great. Next up here I have This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab, which is about a girl and a boy who don't get together. So no romance in this one. Really happy with that. They both don't represent their labels, if that makes sense. We have Kate Harker and August Flynn, and Kate just wants to be as ruthless as her father, and August is a monster, but he's so, like, he's just good-hearted, and they come together to stop things, and it's just so great. I love this. It's so good. Yes. And you guys know how much I fell in love with poetry this year especially, so I had to mention something from Poe. So basically, I had to mention Annabelle Lee by Edgar Allan Poe, which I absolutely adore. It's been my, like, made it to my favorite poem of all time that I've read, and I just can't. I've probably read this like 20 times, this poem. I listened to it, like, oh my gosh, there's this video of like Matthew Gray Gubler from Criminal Minds, and he he reads the poem. It's so good. I'll link it down below. It's so good. I always listen to that, and I just love reading this, and is so precious to me, so this one. And next we have, I think, my #1 favorite of the year, at least for sure in the top 3, and that is The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides, which I'm sure was expected, but I love this book so much. This is the book that I've reread the most. It's the book that stole my freaking heart and shattered it into a billion pieces, and it just means so much to me. And I have a whole video of me like defacing it too, because I like killed it. That bookmark was from my 4th reread, which I still have to finish. But yeah, I just devoured this, and it's my pride and joy. So those were my favorites from this year. Let me know down below some of yours, and let me know if you've read these or you'd like to read these and how your year went. And yes, I'll see y'all soon in the video. Bye!